If you haven't been to downtown West Palm Beach in, let's say, the last 12 months or so, and you go back today, I promise you, you're not going to recognize it. There are cranes everywhere. And it really feels like, there's a new tower going vertical on each block almost every week. It's absolutely nuts. So what you're seeing is there are entire neighborhoods that are being built from scratch right now. And there's really not a sign of a slowdown or anything. I mean, if at all, it's probably quite the opposite. Things are speeding up. So let this sink in. Right now, there are 60 new development projects just alone in West Palm Beach. So we're talking about towers, mixed-use developments, and some of these projects are really designed by, some of the same architects that have built or designed some of the most iconic buildings in New York City, for instance. So in this video, I'm going to break down for you exactly what is being built right now, what is the driver behind all of this demand that we're seeing, and then of course, lastly, who's the one man who's betting billions of dollars of his own money on the city's future. My name is Maximilian Zielinski. I'm a local real estate expert here in Palm Beach County, Florida. My team and I, we've helped over the past couple of years, hundreds of families find their perfect home. And what we're really trying to do is, we don't see ourselves just as real estate experts, but really we're trying to help families and individuals make decisions based on their lifestyle and interests, right? So we're trying to match that up. So we're here trying to provide value to you to hopefully help you, plan that perfect move. And so if you have any questions or comments about what we're going to be talking about today, or if there's anything in the video that you feel like we should go more into depth on, then please feel free to use that function here on YouTube to leave a comment, or you can also send us an email or a text if that's more convenient to you. And lastly, if you feel like addressing your particular case might warrant having an actual phone call or a consultation, well, we can schedule that as well. Use the QR code here, and we'll be happy to jump on a phone call with you and see how we can help you make that perfect move into our beautiful Palm Beaches. All right, let's get back to the video. Okay, so before we start going project by project, I want to lay out real quick why this is actually all happening. You may have maybe read in the news that tax laws in California, or maybe even the change of SALT caps, they have incentivized billionaires and millionaires to finally make their move to Florida. And there's probably some truth to that. Maybe that kind of was the final point that made things move. But Florida has always had this tax advantage over most other states, to be honest with you. And on top of that, Palm Beach, or more in particular Palm Beach Island, I mean, that was always a magnet for the uber wealthy. So none of that is really new. So what we saw though is during COVID, maybe right around that time, we saw a change in the way the uber wealthy would maybe see the island. And they stopped seeing it less as just a vacation destination, and they got serious about making this a permanent home for themselves. So in the past, what we noticed, the biggest hurdle to make that happen was there was simply not enough infrastructure here in Palm Beach to really bring major companies and their employees down here. And when I say infrastructure, I'm not talking about roads and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about business infrastructure. So for instance, before 2025, there was absolutely no Class A office building available in downtown West Palm. And so there was really just no option available for anybody that needed the right tech stack and security capabilities to, let's say, host major financial institutions at scale here in downtown West Palm. So that has changed now, because One Flagler is the first building to actually meet these criteria. And once a building like that opens, and there's a multitude of others that follow with it, now companies like Wells Fargo, moving their entire wealth management office, their headquarters actually, to Palm Beach. You have Goldman Sachs, they already announced plans to move down here. You have BlackRock following as well. The largest hedge fund in the world, Citadel, they are already here. They're actually one of the first ones to come during COVID. So all of these moves, they create domino effects essentially, because all of these businesses, they bring auxiliary businesses like lawyers, hedge fund offices, and of course their employees down here as well. So over time, with this certain change of how Palm Beach was viewed, there was all of a sudden a critical mass reach that was sufficient enough to create more infrastructure. So whether it's office buildings, dining or restaurant options, shopping, transportation, all of that suddenly got to move for an upgrade. So to give you an example, actually, Palm Beach International Airport right now has seen a massive upgrade when it comes to flight infrastructure. There are now permanent flights going to Los Angeles, to New York, to London. So this is in particular of very high importance to investors who need to fly these routes all the time. So as you can see, there's on a multitude of layers, there have been upgrades to the business infrastructure essentially here in Palm Beach. And these upgrades have prompted even more companies and their employees to finally move down here, which is the basis for the current surge in demand that we see, whether it's office or housing options. So let's put some numbers to this. Right now, West Palm Beach and Palm Beach are actually ranked as number 4 globally and number 2 in the entire US for the fastest growing wealth hubs. You cannot talk about the transformation of West Palm Beach without talking about one man, Steve Ross. You probably know him as the owner of the Miami Dolphins, or maybe if you're into motorsports, he's the mastermind behind bringing Formula One to Miami. Well, turns out he also has a gigantic name in the real estate world. He's actually one of the most powerful developers here in the country, and he's also the founder of related companies, which, for instance, built Hudson Yards in New York. Yeah, those Hudson Yards. So in 2024, Ross stepped back from related companies and he actually launched his own gig. It's called Related Ross. That's a firm based right here in West Palm Beach, and it's exclusively dedicated to developing this market over here. Currently, he has committed, by current accounts, over $10 billion, that's with a big B, $billion to developing the area of West Palm Beach. So that's an incredible bet by just one man and his company on the future of the city, but it kind of shows you if he's placing a bet of that magnitude on the city, you kind of can tell where this journey is going to go. So by no surprise, Related Ross is currently the most active developer in West Palm Beach with about 11 projects as of the time that we're shooting this video in this market space. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through several of the biggest ones. But first, and this is actually fresh news just from a couple of days ago, so Steve Ross, as we've heard, has actually also just set his sights on Boca Raton. And I think this is pretty significant. It's a huge project. We'll talk about more about this at the end of the video because I think this is pretty much a big deal. All right, so let's go project by project. I'm going to take you from the southern end of downtown all the way up to North Flagler into that corridor. I want to show you along that stretch, there's a couple of really outstanding and unique projects, and I kind of want to show you each one in their own light and what makes them so distinctive from another. All right, so starting the south end of West Palm Beach, the headline project here is certainly South Flagler House. This is a twin 28-story tower, and it's located right on South Flagler Drive. It's designed by the late legendary architect Robert Stern. I'm sure you've heard of him. And if you look at the designs, I mean, it is stunning. So this project is being built by Related Ross. It's currently being topped off, which means that residents are able to move in next year. And so this is a 105 ultra luxury residence strong project at the very top of the market. And here's how you know this is a serious development. The former CEO of Apple and PepsiCo, John Scully, he actually bought a penthouse in there just recently for roughly $40 million. And that is after he sold his oceanfront estate on Palm Beach Island. So he pretty much crossed the bridge, sold on the island, went to the mainland, to West Palm Beach. And I mean, that's a massive signal right there, how serious this development is. So right next door to that, there's Related Ross is launching the Edgeworth, which are an additional 2 towers with 168 residences. This is designed by Cohn Peterson Fox. This firm is behind one of the most recognized skyscrapers in the entire world. And it's going to have a private elevator entry. There's going to be intracoastal views. There's going to be roughly 90,000 square feet of amenities. So it's gigantic. I mean, that's bigger than most malls. And so just south of these 2 developments, there's actually another one. It's called Maison d'Or. It's my best French here. So anyways, this is an ultra private, ultra exclusive 39 unit strong residence right across the intracoastal from where Donald Trump has his Mar-a-Lago. And this is going to be one of the most exclusive new developments in our area, actually. Moving downtown now to the City Place core. So this is where actually lifestyle and office space converge. Remember at the beginning of the video, I talked about the One Flagler building. So that's already open. Related Ross built that from ground up, and it was debuted in February 2025. So that's where Wells Fargo, moved their wealth headquarters into, and they have a growing roster that already reads like a Wall Street directory. So for instance, they have Golden Tree is in there, there's Diameter Capital, there's Bessemer Trust, Barron Funds, GTCR, Paulson Capital, and many more. Now, a cool side note here about One Flagler, the ground floor is actually anchored by one of my favorite Greek restaurants. It's called Estatorio Milos. I love their food, so if you're in the area, go check it out. Now, rising right behind One Flagler are 10 City Place and 15 City Place. These are 2 new Related Ross towers that will create one of the most concentrated corporate ecosystems in the Southeast. So confirmed tenants for these developments already include ServiceNow and Cleveland Clinic, for instance. And these aren't just office buildings. They tie into Italy, which I'm sure you've heard of. They are in New York, they're in Vegas. There's Equinox, there's Alo, Lululemon, Crate and Barrel. So you can kind of see this is, the convergence between office and lifestyle. So this is really where live, work, and play kind of comes in at full scale. Then there's also 515 Fern, and it's not yet under construction, but it's planned as Related Ross's largest office building yet. I think they're eyeing about 460,000 square feet, roughly. It's expected to be the tallest office building in the entire city when it opens. It's something that I think actually is kind of out of a sci-fi movie. So through a deal with Archer Aviation, Related Ross is actually planning to install a vertiport in the downtown area. So what that really is, it's an electric air taxi or airlift that will connect West Palm Beach to Fort Lauderdale and Miami. And they're saying you can fly in about 10 to 20 minutes to the city. I mean, I gotta say, it kind of reminded me of The Fifth Element. It sounds sci-fi, sounds crazy. I mean, I live here and I still can't believe it. Now, the next one is also really exciting. Just south of City Place, there's Mr. C Residences West Palm Beach being built right now. It's gonna be 146 residential units, and it's gonna be combined with 110 hotel suites. So all of this, if you know Mr. C, if you've been following the luxury condo segment, this is not new to you. The Cipriani family is doing this. They, as you've come accustomed to it, they're going to be running their European service model with rooftop, great restaurants, and the whole package. They're planning to open in 2027. This is going to be an amazing one. Across the street is going to be a West Palm Point. That's going to be a Class A office development. And it's going to be integrating retail, pedestrian paseo, and a sky bridge with rooftop and amenities and green space. So as you can see, you're going to have Mr. C on one side and the Point on the other. This is not just an office building construction over there. This is, I want to say the whole city block is getting reimagined over here. And then just announced, Banyan Tree Residences, the globally renowned hospitality brand, is actually planning the first ever American project here in West Palm Beach. So it's going to be 88 corner residences. Each of them will have an amazing panoramic view of the city, of the skyline, of the waterways, and it's going to be designed as you know it from Banyan Tree, with wellness and just luxury in mind. It's going to be incredible, I'm pretty sure of it. Let's head north a little bit, and let me tell you about the project that probably right now has the most cultural buzz. And it's also my personal favorite, to be honest with you. I'm talking about the Nora District. The Nora District is a $1 billion mixed-use neighborhood that is being reimagined from scratch here. It's going to be on West Palm Beach's northern end. So pretty much you could say it's an extension of downtown, if you will say so. So this is not just a building, it's an entire street level culture that's being created. So think of it as, in Miami, I'm sure you've heard or seen maybe even the Wynwood District. And so the same folks, the same masterminds that are behind Wynwood when it was created, they're now taking on Nora and trying to recreate something like that over here. So in Nora, already the restaurants and shops that we know about, there will be sports bars, there will be taco shops, there will be brasseries, there will be coffee shops. So this is not just a strip mall or anything, they're really trying to create a neighborhood over here. And the anchor of it is going to be the Nora Hotel. It's going to be a small boutique hotel, supposed to open later this year actually, and it's going to have a rooftop pool, spa, so there's really a lot of things that come together. So just now, Nora has actually entered into phase 2. This Nora House, that's an 11-story luxury condo. It's going to be launching this year. It has about 117 residences, nearly 19,000 square feet of ground floor commercial, and the residential layer is arriving on top of everything that's already been built. Now, right across the street, there's going to be the Good Samaritan Hospital, and it just unveiled a $2 to $3 billion redevelopment plan. So that would, literally, it would transform the entire waterfront hospital site into a medical district with housing, hospitality, retail, and longevity-focused amenities as well. I guess you could kind of say that is pretty much a city within the city. All right, we're continuing north along Flagler Drive. This is what they're calling the Billionaires corridor. Honestly, it's fair enough. Olara is rising now at 1919 North Flagler Drive. That's a 26-story tower by developer Savannah. It has about 275 residences. It's going to have a private marina. There's going to be over 80,000 square feet of amenities, and it's going to also include a restaurant by the Jose Andres Group. Now, the estimated delivery for this project is going to be in 2028. Shorecrest, that's another Related Ross project, just broke ground actually. It has 199 residences with an Equinox branded wellness program, and Equinox as an amenity, not a gym membership. So you could say the entire concept of luxury is being redefined really over here. Then you have Alba Palm Beach. That's a 22-story waterfront tower. It really only has 55 private residences, but it's already open, and it was one of the first new towers to deliver on the north end a renaissance really to that area. And then the news unveiling, the Mandarin Oriental. They're going to have 31 stories, 87 residences, and it's designed by Moshe Safdie's firm, Safdie Architects. So it's going to come with private elevator entries, wraparound terraces, private marina. You name it, you have it. This is really the brand's first standalone residential project in South Florida, which is interesting because you've probably seen it in Boca before or in Miami, and they're planning to open in 2031. Now, for context, the Ritz-Carlton residences, they're also rising nearby. They're targeting completion around 2028. That's Mandarin Oriental and Ritz-Carlton, both building in the same corridor simultaneously. So as you can see, the city is really not playing around. Now, a little bit further north, there's a proposed $2 billion waterfront district at Safe Harbor Rybovich. That's 15.5 acres, 4 residential towers. There's a 60,000 square foot private club, a marina, of course, retail, and a pedestrian waterfront promenade designed by Cohn, Peters, and Fox. You remember that was one of the other developers that we talked about already. Now, that project alone would be transformational for any city. And so this is just one of the projects of the many that we already talked about. And here's the thing that's separating, what's happening in West Palm Beach from just another real estate boom. And it is the institutions are following. Let me give you an example. Vanderbilt University, they are opening a $500 million graduate campus in downtown West Palm Beach. So that's going to be 7 acres focused on business, on AI, on data science, engineering, and so on. It's going to be integrated into an innovation district. About 1,000 graduate students connected directly to the finance and tech firms that are already setting up shop here in West Palm Beach downtown. Cleveland Clinic, they're building in downtown West Palm Beach their first nonprofit research hospital in over a century. So there's going to be 150 inpatient beds. There's going to be a full emergency department, a medical office building, and an ambulatory surgery center. In Curry Park along the waterfront, that park is getting a $35 million transformation. There's going to be a tidal amphitheater. There's going to be nature play areas, event lawns, expanded marinas. It's not really just decorative. These are functional upgrades, and it connects a public space with the real city. So then you also have the North Museum of Arts. They're planning a $200 million expansion, and it's going to be designed by Foster and Partners, and that will really transform, well, it's actually going to double the footprint of the museum. So it's going to be adding galleries, an education center, sculpture gardens, and a rooftop terrace. This is what really separates, a boom from a transformation when universities and world-class hospitals, they show up. So, you could say the city has arrived. Okay, so here's a story that literally just dropped a couple of days ago, actually on June 17th. So Steve Ross and Related Ross, it appears they're nearing a deal to actually acquire the Boca Raton Innovation Campus called BRIC. And just so you know, that's the former IBM campus in Boca Raton at 5000 T-Rex Avenue. Now, this is the single largest office complex in the entire state of Florida. It has around 1.7 million square feet, sitting on 123 acres. And as a little side note, this is a little bit wild, but this is reportedly the site where the first personal computer was invented. And now Steve Ross and his company, they want to turn basically the parking lots around it and available space into a micro city, if you will. So that's going to be, according to the plans, 1,200 residential units, 85,000 square feet of medical offices, 125,000 square feet of retail, including grocery. And then there's also going to be 55,000 square feet of entertainment space. Now, this is all going to be on top of an already activated office campus. So this is going to be wild. So as you can see, this is what happens when you're betting $10 billion on a single market. You're no longer just talking about individual projects, you're talking about effectively reshaping the faces of the cities. So if you're watching this as maybe a buyer, a seller, or maybe an investor here in Palm Beach County, here's what I believe all of this means for you. So number one, this is a structural demand driver here that we're seeing. This is not just a sugar rush or anything like that. So when companies like Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, Cleveland Clinic, Vanderbilt University, if they put their roots down in the same city at the same time, then I would argue that's not really just a trend. That's a permanent economic ecosystem that's being built here in real time. So in conclusion, I've been selling real estate in Palm Beach County for a long time. And I want to say what's happening right now is, even to me, it's absolutely mind-blowing. I've heard people say that, what is happening right now here, this current trend, this construction ecosystem that's being created, it reminds them of the origins of Silicon Valley. Now, I want to be honest with you, I can't really speak to that. That was before my time. But what's clear to me is that when the biggest names in global real estate, finance, medicine, and hospitality, when they set their eyes on this city and they commit billions in dollars of their investment money to bet on the future, then I believe something big is about to happen. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you were able to maybe pick up a few nuggets here along the way. And if you would like us to go deep on any particular topic, anything that we've covered today, or where you feel like, we maybe should have added this to it, then just let us know in the comment section, and we'll be able to pick that up and shoot a video on that as well. If you don't want to wait until the next video comes out, then you can also send me a text or shoot an email over with any particular questions, or maybe even if you just want some guidance on what to expect down here, and hopefully I'll be able to help you with that as well. Whatever your dream of Palm Beach is, just know we've helped hundreds of families plan their best moves yet, and we would love to add you to our client family. If you feel like it might be worth to maybe have a conversation about what your plans are and see how we can help you with that, whenever you're ready, feel free to scan the QR code here below, and we'll be able to jump on a call and see how we can help you plan your next move with confidence. You can also download our free relocation guide. The link should be in the description. This is where we highlight for you, several top neighborhoods, many hidden gem bars, restaurants, hangout spots, really nice parks. There's going to be, examples of lots of fun activities that people around here like to do. And of course, there's also going to be the best school districts that are all going to be explained in there as well. So as always, thank you so much for watching and for spending your time here today with me. I hope we were able to deliver value to you. And if you feel like you would like to help the channel grow, then please give us a like, hit the subscribe button, and that would be a tremendous help to us. My name is Maximilian Zielinski. Call me Max. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.